How did you all end up at Bryan Air Force Base?
Well, I was born in Bryan and went to school in Bryan. Then I took a job at Bryan Air Force Base after I got out of Mackenzie Baldwin Business College. And I stayed there until I got married with my husband.
That was clerical work for you, right?
Yes, it was clerical work, and I worked in the big hangar next to where they repaired the aircraft, and I got interested in the aircraft, and I could watch them, and I ordered the parts for the for the mechanics, and that was my job. I would order the parts out of the base supply, and sometimes we didn't have a part. We would have to go to, I forgot where they would. So I think San Antonio was the depot for the parts. But I worked there for 3 years, and I enjoyed the work very much. I enjoyed working with all of the civilians as well as the servicemen there.
Charles, how about you? How did you wind up there?
Well, I went into the service in December of '50 and was at Lackland for 4 weeks, took basic for 2 weeks and was a casual for a couple of weeks. And then they rounded us up and shipped us over to Randolph to finish our basic training. And Randolph was a mother base to Bryan, so they sent the initial people here, and I happened to be one of them. So I spent a lot of time doing carpenter work in the old hospital for a master tech sergeant who was a pharmacist, and he was fixing it up, and then I became the corpsman there working in the dispensary.
What did that involve, working at the dispensary?
Well, I did most of all the ordering the supplies, the expendable supplies and those that the doctors needed. And of course they would have a whole sick call there. And along with that, I would then do some of the treatment of patients that that the doctors ordered. Mm-hmm. In that respect. We had a whirlpool, and I remember a guy had knee surgery, and he came in, and I was giving him a whirlpool and some exercises.
Talk a little bit about the life, both when you were working and both when you had time off, Charles, for when you were on base and then when you were able to go off base. Because I understand you lived both on base and off base since you were from Bryan.
Correct.
Yeah, talk a little bit about that.
Well, I was stationed there, so I lived in the barracks, but then, my home was on the west side of Bryan, so I'd sometimes spend time there. And I was in, charge of the barracks, and of course our barracks were single-story barracks with what I call the old World War II type facility, where the latrines were out behind that. So you had to go outside to take a bath or use a latrine.
Right.
And I was in charge of that particular barracks or facility, and I had my own little private room with my assistant. So I would check the barracks to see whether it was clean or not, and if it wasn't clean, then we had a GI party to clean it.
Regina, talk about sort of your time at Bryan Air Force Base. It was just a place to go to work for you, but did you feel in your job that you were part of the war effort, that you were involved that way?
Well, yes, I felt a part of it because I met some of the pilot and instructors there that had been over in Korea, and they talked about some of their activities then, and but as far as the war, I was young at that time, real young at that time, and a war it seemed way off to me. You know, I didn't, I really wasn't that concerned about the war effort, except when my husband got shipped to Newfoundland. Then, well, I missed him, but I kept working and there at the air base until we got married.
Well, first thing, I want to thank you both for your service. Thank you, Charles, for your service in the military. Thank you for your service to the Bryan Air Force Base, now the Rellis campus, and thank you so much for your time today.
Well, you're welcome.
I think Chancellor Sharp has done a great job in arranging for kids to go there and still get a college degree through one of the A&M universities.
Amen.
Amen.
Thank you all.